Hi everybody. We are going to be talking today a little bit of a review through some things as I've noticed on some of your papers and things like that, that maybe we should just review some of these English things, adverb, preposition, prepositional phrases, especially since you'll have a test on this next week. All right, so first of all, an adverb describes or modifies the verb or adjective or an adjective. Okay, for right now we're usually looking at just modifying the verb. So what I want to do when I look at a sentence is find the action of the sentence, find that verb. If it could be a be verb like be, am, is, are, was, were, but a lot of times you're going to have more of an action word. So the dog barked loudly. Barked is my action. So once I find that verb, then I need to ask myself, how, when, or where did he bark? Well, he barked loudly. So loudly is my adverb. You'll have a lot of ly adverbs, okay, as opposed to loud. If I said the loud dog barked, well, then that's different than saying the dog barked loudly. Now this is modifying the verb. So you want to look at it. Usually your adverbs will either come right after your verb or right before your verb. Not always, but a lot of times. So look for that verb and then ask yourself how, when, or where did he bark? Okay, or whatever the action is. How about this one? I went there for school. My action is went. Well, how did I go? When did I go? Or where did I go? I went there for school. I went where? I went there. There is where I went. So there is my adverb and went is my verb. Okay? So always ask yourself, okay, how, when, or where did I or he or she or whatever, and then the verb. And that'll help you to find your adverb. Now, prepositions are different. They tell the direction or position in relation to an object. So you're talking about your position of something to another object. So in this sentence here, I was beside the car. Beside is my preposition. And that's usually followed by the object that it's talking about, that it has a relationship to. Beside the car. What is it beside? It's beside the car. And, or what am I beside? I'm beside the car. So when I look at that, beside shows me a position or a relationship where I am in relation to another object. I always think of the phrase blank the box, in the box, on the box, outside the box, inside the box, below the box, above the box, from the box, around the box. Beside the box. It all depends on what you are looking for. Okay, so when we're looking at prepositions, they're going to be words like these in this little thing here. Now, some of those can also be describing our verb too. So sometimes prepositions, we might look at them and say, well, is that an adverb or is it a preposition? But think about, is there a word, is it telling me the position in relationship to an object? Here it is, beside the car. So you're going to look for an object after that preposition, and that's going to tell you what it has a relationship to. I was beside the car. A prepositional phrase then includes the preposition. It actually starts with the preposition. So a prepositional phrase is the preposition with the rest of the object that it is talking about. I like going on the swing. On what? On the swing. So on the swing is my prepositional phrase. It starts with the preposition and it ends with the object that it modifies, the object that it's talking about. So here, the game was in the crate. In is a preposition. In the crate, then, is my prepositional phrase. Okay? We can look at lots of different examples like that. I know in both, the book and in different forms that I've sent you, you have examples of these things going on. Okay? So a prepositional phrase starts with a preposition and it goes on through the object that it's in relationship to. So I'm on what? I'm on the swing. I'm in, or the game was where? In the crate. In what? In the crate. So that's the prepositional phrase. Using a pronoun, this is a little bit more fifth grade, but fourth graders you should know this too. Mark picked up Tanya and me or I from the store. When you're trying to decide whether it's me or I, take out the other person. So think that this isn't here. Mark picked up me from the store. Mark picked up I from the store. Which one makes more sense to you? Mark picked up me. So me is the word that I would use here. Okay, in this one, John will go for a walk with Lisa and blank. So in this situation, we think about taking out Lisa and. John will go for a walk with he. John will go for a walk with him. Now the only time, and it's him here. It's the correct word there. The only time it is different is if we have a sentence, and that sentence has the word is right before the other word, which it won't because we're talking about other people. But if I said, let's see, Mike no, there's not even an option right now. Not with the double subjects. There's not an option with the he or she right now. So we don't even need to look at it. So when you look at these, take out the other person and just go with Mark picked up me from the store. John will go for a walk with him. So take those out and see which one makes the most sense. That's going to help you to find which word belongs there. And the final thing I want to go over is adjective or adverb. So an adjective describes a noun. An adverb describes the verb. The loud dog is annoying. So I look at my verb is, well, the dog is, am I going to say how is it, or where is it? Where is it? How is it? Or what is it? Well, in this situation, the word loud over here is not modifying is, it's talking about the dog. What's loud? The dog is loud. So loud is talking about the dog. That's a noun. Dog is a noun. So loud is an adjective. The loud dog. I'm describing a noun. In this situation, the dog is barking loudly. Loudly is loudly describing the dog or is loudly describing barking. Loudly is how he's barking. So this one, and barking's a verb, so in this situation, loudly would be an adverb because it's describing the action. Okay. A real good rule of thumb, especially for fifth graders when you eventually have your test next week, if it ends and there's no other word behind it, it's going to be an adverb. If it has to have a noun after it that it's describing to be an adjective. So if you have a situation and you're not sure the dog is barking loudly, is that an adjective or an adverb? Well, there's no other words after it, so it's not an adjective because it's not describing the word that comes after it. Now, this word is the key thing. That's the exception to the rule, but like I said before, in your test, we're not looking at exceptions to the rules. We're going with the rules, so you won't have to worry about that. Okay? So just a quick review then. Prepositions Tell in relationship to another object beside the car, under the deck, in the bathroom, whatever it is, that would be your prepositional phrases, because your preposition is the word that shows position in relation to something. Here's our prepositional phrases, starts with the preposition, ends with the object that it is talking about. On the swing, in the crate, above the house. Those type of phrases are prepositional phrases. Adverbs, adverbs describe the action. The dog barked loudly. How did it bark? It barked loudly. When did it bark? We don't know. Where did it bark? We don't know. I went there for school. Where? There. Okay? So that's a little briefing of some of the stuff that you guys had talked about and went over in your lessons. I hope this kind of gives you a little bit of background and help with that. And we'll have more review and stuff next week.